Hey, Steve here. Am I excited or what? I am excited. It's taken me the last 2 weeks of every waking minute to get this product exactly the way I'd like it to be. Tested it, nailed it to the floor, made sure it's bulletproof, and it's doing all the things it should do. Of course, nothing is infallible when you come to gambling, but this staking plan of Fab Fibo using the world famous Fibonacci staking principles, which is not quite 1,000 years old, maybe just a bit over 1,000 years old, so definitely not AI. But I want to show you just in this brief video yesterday's results in Australia and New Zealand, only a couple of New Zealand races, South Africa, and then some UK results. Just to get you excited so that you'll jump on the page and have a look at a bit more. And I'll go into a little bit in depth of the product. But I'll also tell you, if you buy the product, I'll tell you in the user guide the parameters I use, which are very simple, and you can use them to the country that you're betting from. But there are some surprising results that I'll show you, and I'm very, very happy with it. Also, with this, it doesn't matter if you only want to bet one or two races a day, or if you're following it race by race, using it like a Netflix entertainment program. You'll be surprised at some of the figures I've done over the last 8 days, and I've more than 200% on my $100 starting bank just on the Australian races. So let's dive in and have a look. Okay, the first one we'll have a look at is the UK racing for 17th of September, which was yesterday as I do this video. We've got a starting stake of we'll use dollars, of $2 per level of Fibonacci, and we do 12 levels of Fibonacci staking. So the very first bet is going to be $2 stake, but it's not $2 per horse. In this one, we're doing two runners. So we're doing the first and second favourites for this, and you can see I've split the amount of money to 60% into the first favourite and 40% into the second favourite. And we will see down here the bet. So on the very first bet in Sandown at 205, we're having $1.20 on the favourite and 80 cents on the second favourite. Now we know that we've versed year in and year out, centuries, that the favourites win around 31 to 33% of all races. Of course, that includes odds-on as well, and I don't get into odds-on favourites in this staking plan. And the second favourite is around about 20-21%. There's some interesting win rates that you'll see, and the ones right in the middle there, or right on the edge there, 55% yesterday on the UK races. That was Sandown, Beverley, Kelso. So we managed to get 55% hit rate. So let's have a look at the graph at the top, because that just tells the whole story. We just move it across to the end of the graph. Okay, we ended up making, for our $2 starting bet, we ended up making a profit of $18.50. Okay, so 24% return on investment for yesterday's racing, which took us about 5 hours if we followed them from the first race right through to the last race at Kelso. So we had a 55% strike rate. We spent $76 and we got 96 back, less Betfair commission. We ended up with $18.41 profit. Now you can see there our biggest loss was $6 there, but most of them were $2 losses, $4 loss, a $6 loss. And this is our profits, the big blue ones here, and the green one is the ongoing profit. So we got off to a rocky start. We were down about just on $7 at one stage, but then we pulled ourselves back from about 4.25 to the end of racing for the day. So that is the UK racing yesterday using the two horses. Now we could use more. We can use 3 runners and we can use 4 runners. And I've tested 2 runners and 4 runners. I haven't yet tested the 3 runners. But if you're keen on racing and you lived in the UK yesterday, What you could have done is jumped on the South African races earlier before the UK started, and we have a look at here. If we look at Greyville, we had 6 races that qualified at Greyville. So we spent $14. We got $23.76 back. We had an 83% win rate. So we can see there the second favourites won 4 races and the favourite won 1 race. And we only had 1 losing race. And for our few hours, what's that? 3 hours work, if you call it work, because there was a lot of entertainment watching them, obviously. We made $9.17 profit. So if we add that to the UK profit, to watch the horse races or listen to them or just watch them on the screen, it was a pretty good return for the day. Now, this one here that we're looking at, this format here, is the Excel spreadsheet. Okay, so we have the Fab Fibo in an Excel spreadsheet, and we have it in the cloud software. So if you want to use the Excel version, you need to obviously have Microsoft Excel. It can't be a copy, it has to be Microsoft Excel in order for this to run. Okay, so that gives you, on a spreadsheet, gives you 8 work tabs down the bottom. So that's 8 different sessions you can run. But then, of course, you can make as many copies of the spreadsheet and run it on your own computer. So you can have 3, 4, or 5 spreadsheet copies running at once. Okay, so I'll take you now to the Australia-New Zealand yesterday, and I'll show that in the cloud format. This means you can run it on your PC, your Mac, your tablet, your phone. And what we're doing is, this is a staking plan. It's not a bot. It gives you the staking amounts down here to bet on the individual races. So let's go and have a look at the cloud version. Before we jump into the cloud version, I want to show you, this is the 8 days. I started with 100 Australian dollars and ended up with 212 profit over the 8 days of just using the 2-horse approach, backing the first and second favourite with a few limitations on price, etc. So here's what I achieved in 8 days with the Australian horses. There was a couple of New Zealand races, but hardly enough to warrant mentioning. I shouldn't have mentioned them, I guess. Okay, so now let's jump into the cloud version and show you what that can do. Okay, I have these results below in the web page, but I call it Australia New Zealand on the web page, but really there was only yesterday there was 2 races in Taupo, and then later on they called the races off. So the New Zealand figures don't contribute much to the over 200 points profit I made in the 8 days of following the horse racing in Australasia. So if you only wanted to follow the Australian horse racing, it won't make any difference to your returns. So basically we set it up, and the commission rate is 8% I use because New South Wales ACT are 10%, but the rest of Australia 8% covers them and the thoroughbreds. And if you're going to be doing harness, I think it's a little bit cheaper, the commission rate, but I'll leave it at 8%. And we're starting this Fibo series at $2 a race. The very first race will be $2, and we're just doing the 2 runners. Okay, first and second favourite, and once again 60%, 40%. Okay, if we look at the graph, we can see there we got off to a pretty rocky start, and we were at one stage we were down 24 points. We were down here at 24 points down. It says 28, but we were 24 points down before we placed the bet, and we came through to end the day with a 23 profit. I'll just move this over. So we ended the day, we had 31 bets. We spent $202. We got 234 back. Our win rate was 48%. So once again, very close to the 50% that we would expect backing the first and second favourite. The overall profit, $23.52, and the return on investment was 12%. Okay, a little bit low when you look at what we normally average, but still a good return if you're watching the races for entertainment and making a profit. You can't grumble at that. And quickly, I'll just show you the been running some forerunner races, some forerunner strategies here. This one here, forerunners, 1750 and profit at the moment. Just click on resume. The good thing with the cloud version is you can store as many sessions as you want and come back to them and just continue where you left off. This here, I did a couple the other day, one in the US and another one in the US. And then from Bendigo race here, this is from yesterday. So in the Forerunner series, we're backing 4 horses. We are using 40% on the favourite, 30% on the second, 20% on the third, and 10% on fourth. Now, these are just percentage breakdowns I've made. Obviously, you can experiment. It's your product. If once you buy it, you can do what you like with it. But we're using $4 start here, so the first race will be $4, the second will be 4, and then we're getting into the Fibonacci scale. But we spent $107. We had a 97% win rate because we're backing 4 horses in a race. We made $17.50 profit over those 15 races and a return on investment of 20%. You can see there the strike rate is obviously better when we're betting more horses. The big powers are obviously when the favourite wins. The favourite and second favourite, we tend to make a profit on. The third favourite, sometimes we make a profit. We hit one at $11 yesterday. So, and then the fourth favourite's usually just about getting our stake money back, but you never know. Okay, so that is the Australia Forerunner version, but you can do it in the US, the UK, wherever you're using. We prefer Betfair because we can bet these little small amounts like 40 cents, 80 cents, etc. So if you can bet somewhere in small increments, then you're going to get the full value out of using our Fab Fibo. But it is a staking plan. It comes in cloud version, which you're looking at now, and it comes in Excel version. And we've got a special offer on our EasyBet bot that you'll see below if you decide to get involved with the Fab Fibo. And I hope you do because I've had so much fun over the last 2 weeks using it. And racing's just about to kick off in another 10 minutes, and I can't wait to dive back into it today and see how it performs. But first of all, I've got to get this video up so you can see it. So on behalf of Michael and myself, Steve, thanks very much for watching this video. And price to get involved at the early bird price is a steal, a real steal. Okay, so thanks a lot and enjoy yourself. Cheers.